California dreaming about you.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're gonna continue with our Cold Waters episodes and the next leg in our campaign. So here we go. So we've got intelligent estimates indicates that Spetsnaz commandos will land from a submarine in the vicinity of Oslo, Norway, which is right down south of our location. So they're going to come past us. So we'll just hold our position and just wait for them to come to us, and as predicted, here they come. So we'll just move into a location a little bit further off from the coast, so we're not too shallow water. And there we go, we've picked him up. So we've got sonar contact bearing 314 Sierra 1, our depth's 50 feet, speed's 5 knots. Obviously we come to a stop, we're close to 10,000 yards. Just check that we're fully loaded with the XO, and there we go. And then we'll get underway and see if we can't find these guys. So the contact was 314, and we've lost sonar straight away with the contact with Sierra 1. Ambient noise is at 114 decibels, so it's very noisy. So this is going to be a tricky one to catch this guy, find out whereabouts he's located. So he said the bearing was 314, but we're not getting anything at the minute. And I've got to be honest with you, this was quite a frustrating mission, especially with the noise trying to find this guy, and it does take a little while to sniff him out. Obviously we're above the layer, so I made the decision I'm just going to drop below the layer, just make sure we just check different depths, make sure he's not hiding just under the layer. I mean, he could have been in the shadow zone, which is just under the layer, which obviously makes it very difficult for us to find him. I'm just going to do a really slow turn and just let the towed array try and pick up this guy. Looking back on it, I think after a few minutes I probably should have gone to active sonar, but I was concerned obviously in getting detected by him and then having a weapon fired at us. So I try to be patient, which is something that you need to be in this game. You do need to be patient, you can't just go all guns blazing, and these missions are going to become more and more difficult as we proceed, as I've said before. But I thought I'll just be patient. We're obviously only doing 5 knots, so we're very quiet, and there's nothing coming up on the map. No sonar contacts. So where this guy is, he's doing a good job of staying quiet anyway. So I'm just going to continue on this course and see whether we can't find him. Just come above the layer just to see whether I've made a mistake there in dropping below, and we'll go to ultra quiet. And for anyone who doesn't know, ultra quiet does stop you from reloading your torpedo, so you're not making any noise at all. I'm not picking anything up, so a little bit frustrating. So I decided that we're going to change our course and make another turn. And to be honest, at this point, looking back at it, I should have gone to active sonar a little bit sooner. As I say, just being cautious really. So apologies if this isn't quite as exciting as some of the videos may or may not have been. I didn't want to take unnecessary damage, obviously, or be potentially sunk and have to abandon the ship, and that sort of is a bit of a coin toss then as to whether you get picked up by the Allies or you get captured. So again, like I say, returning, we're above the layer. We're just giving the sonar time to try and find us a contact. I'm doing a slow sort of circle. And we're just getting nothing. So I checked to see, and obviously there's vessels nearby, so I don't quite know what the range is for them to be still called vessels nearby, but we can't leave combat to try and find him again. So it said at the start his bearing was 314, which is northwest. So we're currently sort of heading northeast. So behind us is obviously the towed array, so that would be scanning left and right and behind us. So if he was over to the left of us, I'd sort of expect it to pick him up if obviously it wasn't quite as noisy, which I think is the ultimate factor in this. He's obviously being quiet, we're being quiet, and we're in a noisy environment. We're just not gonna hear each other, unless obviously he makes a mistake of speeding up and cavitating in a lower depth. Then obviously we've got a higher chance then of picking him up. Or if he gets a little bit concerned that somebody might be here and starts pinging active sonar, which he hasn't done yet, which would give us a pinpoint on his location. It would give us a line, tell us where that sonar is coming from. But we're just getting nothing. So he's still nearby. We're still above the layer, and we've altered our course again. We're now heading almost due north. And I've got to say, at this point I was sort of like, well, where the hell is this guy, you know? It was like watching paint dry. And surely we've got to be able to pick something up. He's got to make a mistake. So we'll continue to make another turn. So we're going to almost come full circle back to where we started. I mean, we initially got a little blip on the sonar, we then lost contact before it even had a chance to see whereabouts he might or might not have been. So at least that would have given me an indication of a direction to head towards. So we're turning slowly towards where he was originally at the start of the mission. I think it was 314, 316. So we'll head somewhere like that direction. We're at 327 at the minute. And I've gone to active sonar now, just out of frustration more than anything, because I'm starting to think maybe he's either out of range, or I've just got no idea where this guy is now. So we've gone for 3 pings and nothing above the layer. So I decide we'll go a little bit deeper. And ultimately we've not had a return active sonar from him. So he's either not picked that up, which I find hard to believe, but he's either not picked that up, or he's out of range due to the noise. So we'll go a little bit deeper. See if we can't find this guy. So obviously we've got a floor at 818 feet. So we've just got to be mindful of that. We don't want to bottom out. So I'll just level out and we'll make another turn. So it's all about trying to just change your location. Obviously he's still nearby, I'm just checking that. So just trying to change your location, especially in a noisy environment. Try not to make any more noise than you need to, obviously, other than using your active sonar. Once it becomes apparent, you're just not picking anything up on passive sonar. So we're just under 600 feet now. Making a slow turn, we're going to be heading back towards where we started on this map. And we've got nothing. No contacts. Nobody's pinging us back. The other thing with this game, which is quite good, is when you are playing it, you do tend to hear things before you see them. The sound is that good. You hear every little noise whilst you're playing it. Some of that won't come up in the video, unless obviously you're playing it really loud, and you can hear it over me waffling on. So I'll go to active sonar again, and obviously this is pinging my location as well for anyone that's listening. So it is a bit of a risk, but it's a calculated risk to try and lure this guy out now, because you know we've done a full circle. It feels like an eternity since we started, and I don't feel like we're making any progress. So I've gone 3 pings and still nothing. Still saying vessels nearby. So I'm going to take us back up.
Passing 600 feet.
At this point I was starting to get quite frustrated that we just weren't getting anything. Even if we'd have just got a little blip to give us an indication of what heading we needed to make, or what direction to go in, or you know, we could have just fired a weapon off in general direction of just getting a sonar contact, just to get this guy to cavitate and give his position away.
Passing 400 feet.
So we'll come back up.
Passing 300 feet.
And we're above the layer and still nothing doing. Still saying vessels nearby, so absolutely no clue where this guy is, but obviously we're at the minute not detected, or I'm presuming we're not detected. There's no weapons heading in our direction that we know of, so he's obviously doing a good job of staying quiet and getting on with his mission, which is obviously to land the commandos in Oslo. Still vessels nearby. So I'll go to active sonar again.
Switching to active search.
Kind of just hoping that this guy will go active himself and give his location, or at least a heading of where we can go towards. Ah, there we go. We've got a little ping on the map.
Con sonar.
I stopped the active sonar and we've got a torpedo incoming, so this guy knows where we are now. So finally, so I make the decision, and it's a bit of a risky one. I make the decision to turn towards that bearing, and I know there's a torpedo coming this way, but he's going to realistically be guessing as to where I am,
Passing 200 feet.
or the general direction I'm in. So I'm going to try and point where the torpedo's coming from, dive,
Make turns for
and try and get under it before it goes active.
maneuvering out. Con maneuvering. Making passing 300 feet. Passing 400 feet.
So just being mindful as to, we obviously have got a weapon incoming, so I just need to get myself ready if we need to evade that. So we're just speeding up to 20 knots now,
20 knots. Maneuvering out.
and there's a weapon's gone active above us, look. So we set the depth on that weapon as shallow,
Maneuvering.
and obviously we've gone deep, so that weapon's going to pass harmlessly over us.
Passing 700 feet.
It's not always the case, but it's going to do a snake-like pattern now to try and search out where we are. And that goes off in the distance, so we've not got that to worry about. And we go back to ultra quiet and let that weapon go. So I think realistically we're going to have to be really close to this guy before we pick him up. So obviously we're almost at the bottom here, right on 700 feet, and he's not gone active now. There's no active sonar, so we're sort of heading in the direction where that active sonar was coming from.
Passing 700 feet.
See if we can't find this guy, but he's fired a weapon, but he's not given his location away. Yeah, he's still nearby, he's not turned away. So I'll go back to active sonar.
To active
and then bang, he pops up, and he is really close, according to that.
Bearing 262.
So I made the decision to try and classify him. Looking back, probably not the greatest decision. I probably should have gone for a snapshot on him, but I couldn't initially see him. We've only got 37% range, and he's half a kilometre away. Sorry, he's about 500 yards away, so he is very, very close, and we're sort of passing each other. One's sort of heading southeast, one's heading northwest. So we've got the classification. That'll bring our solution up a little bit. We know now the direction he's travelling, so we're literally passing each other. And I don't check on the conditions to see what his depth is. I just think, well, we can't see him because we've not got a good enough solution. And even when we get a good enough solution, I still don't spot this guy. And you can see the shadow on the sea floor now I watch it, but initially I turn the weapon onto him thinking, well, where is this guy? And he's shallow. The weapon passes harmlessly underneath him. Schoolboy error, really. And I was lucky I didn't get torpedoed again here. It sort of takes me a few seconds to realise my error, and I just couldn't see this guy, but because of how dark the screen is, but he's right there. He's literally right on top of us. So I'm furiously searching around thinking, well, where is this guy? And there we are. So obviously now he's cavitating, he's give his location away. I'm thinking about putting another weapon, but then I realise I've still got the wire for the first weapon that we fired, so a little bit risky. I'm going to turn this weapon back around, and obviously it could acquire us, but as long as I've got the wire, I feel confident that we're fairly safe. So I set it for shallow, and you can see the weapon climbing in depth now. We're going to stay at our depth and turn in towards him. Again, bit of a risk because this torpedo could acquire us, but as long as we've got the wire, we've got control of it. So finally, after all that time, we've got this guy. Sneaky Russians. So I'm not going to muck around. I just want to sink this guy. I don't want him to even have the chance to get away. And bang. There we go. Well, that was a bit more difficult than it needed to be, and I think we probably didn't help ourselves. We made it a little bit more difficult by not going active sooner. So no more vessels, so it is just the single, so we'll leave combat, and there we go, we've got him, the one and only Sneaky Russian. Anyway, excellent performance, the Admiral's happy. And there we go. Pentagon's revealed as Soviet submarines attempted to incursion near Oslo have been destroyed or driven off. Well, we know otherwise. We finally sunk him after all of that. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and obviously any pointers, comments are always welcome. Like and subscribe the video if you do, and I'll catch you in the next video.